During a dark chapter in Indiana history, the Ku Klux Klan, a group originally formed in the South just after the Civil War, experienced a resurgence during the 1920s, especially in Indiana. Klan leaders used their newfound political power to intimidate a large group of Hoosiers they considered outsiders, not only African Americans, but also Catholics, Jews, and immigrant populations across the nation.
This 20th century iteration of the Klan very much focused on the perceptions of Americanism, primarily being white and native-born.
In the spring of 1924, the group chose to hold a rally in South Bend, where the state's largest Catholic population could be found, at the University of Notre Dame.
There were a lot of Catholics in South Bend. So if you're going to provoke something, you might as well do it to the belly of the beast.
Father Matthew Walsh, president of Notre Dame, asked city leaders to deny a Klan request to parade through campus in May 1924, fearing for the safety of his students and South Bend citizens. The city's mayor and chief of police agreed with Walsh and denied the KKK a permit to stage a parade through the largely Catholic area.
You have these nativists running around talking about loyalties of Catholics. Would they be loyal to nation or to church? And this whole notion that somehow the Catholic Church is particularly insidious because of this sense that the Pope commands a loyalty greater than citizenship.
Despite direct orders from local officials, a group of more than 2,000 robed Klansmen staged a rally in South Bend on May 17, 1924. As KKK leaders began to gather near the main business district, they shouted and threatened many Notre Dame students who lived nearby in downtown apartments. When word got back to campus that the Klan was threatening young people in town, hundreds of Notre Dame students on campus ran to the downtown area to help their friends.
When they had the rally anyway, when the Klan decided to have the rally, Notre Dame students confronted them, and they did battle with them. Both sides at that point were primed for an altercation.
Tensions grew on both sides. Klansmen pulled guns and began firing into the air. Students grabbed pieces of wood from a nearby construction site and began to swing them in self-defense.
There's this tension that emerges that, in fact, taps into these deep-seated kind of anti-immigrant or concerns about foreignness and foreign culture penetrating American society.
University President Matthew Walsh was a veteran of World War I and was certainly no stranger to bloody skirmishes. Throughout the melee, he ran into the screaming crowds, pulling one Notre Dame student after another out of the fray. With Walsh's help, hundreds were soon directed out of harm's way. He eventually led the students on a quiet march back to campus, praying aloud and singing hymns of peace and unity. In all, 8 arrests were made in downtown South Bend that day. Most were Klansmen who instigated much of the fighting and threats of street violence. A KKK newsletter attempted to justify the group's actions by claiming that the students had attacked and maimed hundreds of innocent women and children. Dozens of other reporters who witnessed the incident, however, had a different story to tell. In the midst of the Klan's power grab, a group of students at the University of Notre Dame chose to stand their ground, fight back, and then, under Walsh's guidance, lead a peaceful protest back to campus. Less than 2 years later, the Klan was crumbling in Indiana. By 1926, many of its leaders faced long prison sentences for various state and federal crimes. 1 year later, in 1927, the University of Notre Dame was recognized as the nation's leading Catholic institution of higher learning, a reputation they maintain to this day. a reputation partially forged on the chaotic streets of South Bend in the spring of 1924.
They could take a blow against these Catholic students, and they could take a blow against Irish Catholics as a foreign immigrant population that this university is supposed to be reaching out to. It's a perfect storm. And they can take one big blow and have a big rally and show that the true citizens of Indiana were on their side. But they're proven wrong.